This is the first exercise for this workout, and we are going to be doing a superset of our biceps with our triceps. So immediately after this, you are going to do the tricep extensions from the top of the cable. For this upper body workout, I'm going to guide you before every exercise so that you know exactly what is coming up next. Alright, good job so far. We are going to transition to the tricep extensions. If you need to adjust the weight, go ahead and do so. Also, remove the pad if it is in your way. And if you can, try to keep your elbows close to your side so you are feeling the exact burn. We're going to be doing 3 rounds of this. So for the first round, get a feel of the superset. And if you think you can go up heavier in weight, please do so, as it will make the workout a bit more challenging for you. We are about to start round 2. For this one, try to go up in weight a little bit, and if you cannot do that, then make sure your form is as close to perfect as it can be. For example, if you keep your elbows close to your body without lifting them up, your biceps will feel a lot more better, especially on this machine, since the cable doesn't allow you to pull the weight all the way up. And especially if you are taller than me, like 6 foot or taller, you are going to want to do this variation of the bicep curl, which is also known as a drag curl. For this last round, we are going to do a drop set for the bicep and then a drop set for the tricep. Essentially, you're going to do the weight that you're doing for your biceps. When you're done after 20 seconds, you're going to reduce the weight. Go back to the bicep and do as many as you can for an additional 20 seconds, and that is going to be the drop set for that muscle. After you do that, we will move on and do the same exact thing for the triceps. So far so good. Now I want you to go ahead and reduce the weight, then head back and do a couple more bicep curls, as many as you can do. Okay, we're almost done here. We are going to be doing the tricep extensions next. Make sure you put the weight back up to where it was for your triceps if you forgot. So far so good. Now we're going to drop the weight and do as many tricep extensions as we can. When you're doing this one at a lighter weight, make sure you try to stand upright and don't allow your shoulders to lean into the movement. Instead, just allow your elbows to flex up and down and let your muscles do all the work for you. For the next exercise coming up, we are going to be attaching the tricep equipment to the bottom of the cable, which is going to allow us to do hammer curls right into overhead tricep extension. So this is going to be another bicep and tricep superset, except we are going to be hitting those muscles from a different angle. So make sure you move the chain to the bottom. Try to adjust it if you can. If you are taller than me or shorter than me, play with the weight, make sure it's not too heavy, and when you're ready, we will begin in about 30 seconds. Okay, so coming up is the seated tricep extension. So after you're done with this, I want you to have a seat and face the opposite direction, and you're gonna lean over from either your left or your right side, grabbing the rope or the towel, and then proceeding to extend your hands over your head and perform the overhead tricep extensions. And again, like I said, if the length of the cable isn't long enough for you, adjust it with the chain, or if it is too long for you, reduce some of the links on the chain. Like right now, I don't have any chain on the on the thing here, so it's a perfect height for me to really feel my muscles stretch all the way down and then stretch back all the way up. And again, this is the first set. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just make sure when you do this the second time, everything is adjusted to where you want it to be. Alright, we are heading right back into the superset. These breaks might seem short to you, but that is only because the biceps and the triceps are muscles that do not require a lot of cardiovascular movement, and so you can just go back and forth pretty easily with very little break and just keep the muscles always working and pumped up. You can consider this whole thing part of your extended warm-up. And if you don't like doing biceps and triceps, you can skip it, but I know everybody does, so we have to do it first. Alright, for the last round, we are going to do the same thing that we did for the previous superset. So I'm going to give you a little bit longer of a rest break, but we are going to be doing a drop set of the hammer curls and then another drop set of the seated tricep extensions. So shake your hands out if you need to, right? Allow the muscles to be loose a bit, and when you're ready, we will begin. So just make sure you are ready to reduce the weight at about 20-second mark, and then do as many as you can for the remainder of the time. And I will let you know when to reduce the weight, by the way. All right, so we are going to be reducing the weight now. So I need you to drop what you're doing, reduce the weight a little bit lighter than what you currently have it. And from there, I want you to do as many as you can until you can't do any more for the duration of the timer. Coming up is the seated tricep extensions. Don't forget to increase the weight as we just reduced it for our hammer curls. And when you're ready, you're going to have a seat and perform the extensions for another 20 seconds. I will tell you when to drop the weight and head back to do as many as you can again. So far so good. We are now going to drop the weight, reduce it to where you feel like you can do a couple more, and then we will perform as many as we can do for the duration of that timer. So far so good. So coming up is going to be our next superset. So for the rest of this timer, I want you to attach the straight bar to the top of the cable machine. From there, we will be doing lat pull downs, but first we will superset it with regular push-ups into the lat pull down. So go ahead and attach at the top of the cable and use the rest of the time to catch your breath. About to do the push-ups, it doesn't matter how you do it, just make sure you are doing it properly. Rule of thumb, don't go too fast. We're just doing this again to feel the muscles since this is a body weight movement. And so go slow, even if you are on your knees, and allow both your chest and your back muscles to contract and work together in pushing you up off of the floor. I want you to get up now and go ahead and head onto the lat pull downs. Just have a seat and perform that movement. It's pretty easy one. All you have to do is make sure that your abdominal muscles are flexed and that you are pulling the weight from your ring and your pinky finger, meaning all of the pressure you use to pull the bar down towards your chest should be coming from your ring and your pinky finger. So you should be able to point your pointer finger up while you're pulling down. This is going to allow you to internally rotate your elbows in and really target the lat muscles that we want targeted for this movement. So far so good. I'm going to use this time to quickly explain to you why we're doing this specific superset. Now, when you do a push-ups, both your chest and your back work together in pushing you up like I explained earlier, but this way you are going to really feel how that connection is made, and by improving that connection, I'm hoping it will allow you to transfer that over into other exercise that you might be doing. And so obviously use this as a learning process, but also use it to grow your muscles like I'm doing. You're doing good so far. Just a reminder, we have one more round of this superset to complete, and then we are going to move on to the next superset. Coming up next, we are going to be doing a lat pull over right into the chest press. And for you to be able to do this, I want you to grab the chains wherever they are, attach it to the top of the pulley, and adjust the chain length to where you can effectively pull down your arm all the way to pretty much where your thighs are going to be, like I'm doing here at the bottom left hand of the screen. Adjust the weight, make sure it's not too heavy for you for now, because we will be doing 3 rounds of this, and so the first round doesn't have to be too heavy. Just make sure that you are properly feeling your lat muscles do all the moving for you. Hopefully you picked a length that is good for you, and obviously don't forget to adjust the weight if you have not already done so. We will be doing this right into the chest press, and so you might have to adjust the weight for your chest press right after you do these. This is going to be a pretty lightweight because this movement particularly doesn't require heavy weights. Since we just did our lat pull downs, this is going to target the lats from a different angle. So let's go. So far so good. Now I want you, once you're done, to move the bar all the way to the top. Like, just get it out of your way for now. Don't remove it, and increase the weight because we are going to be doing the chest press next, and that's going to be a lot heavier of a weight, especially since your chest is relatively still fresh. Do any final adjustments if you have to, like I'm doing. Just make sure that the pins are inserted in the right hole, so that the chest pressing motion doesn't, bow inward as you're trying to press it and accidentally doing a chest fly. All right, so far so good. We are going to be moving into the second round of this. This might be a little bit faster now, since hopefully you know what we're doing next and how the weight needs to be. Just a quick warning, but I hope you can keep up with this speed. So this is our last round. Coming up, just make sure you are pushing yourself to failure. Do as many as you can do. We would not be doing a drop set for this, just for the fact that we are 20 minutes into the workout, and each workout now needs to be very effective at targeting the muscle we want to target. And so when you're ready, just begin. And like I said, try to do as many as you can do. And if you forgot to reduce the weight, reduce that, of course, and head back to the machine, and let's get started. For the next exercise coming up, we are going to be doing a single-handed chest press. So we will be doing 20 seconds or maybe 25 seconds on the left side and then moving on to the right side. This movement really targets the inside portion of your chest. Now, the double-handed chest press is going to mainly target your outside of the chest, like you're feeling right now. And the single-handed movement is going to be targeting the inner part of the chest. But in the meantime, I want you to attach the top of the cable machine bar at the bottom for the next exercise after this one, just so that it's done and out of the way. So use this time to change the weight, reduce it if you have to, since you are going to be pushing with one hand. Have a seat on one side and play with it and make sure it feels comfortable, because we are about to begin in a few seconds. I want you to follow my lead, and the other hand that is not doing the pushing, attach your thumb to the middle of your cleavage. And as you are pressing the weight, I want you to feel for the chest muscles moving into your thumb. If that's happening, then you are in a amazing position and you should be feeling the exact fibers of the chest that we are trying to target from doing it single hand at a time. Also, switch positions now and go ahead and target your other side and do the same thing. Attach the other hand that isn't you doing the pushing to the middle of your chest and just feel that muscle as it moves and contracts. I actually forgot we are going to be doing a superset. This one is pretty straightforward. When you're done, I want you to remove the pins at the top of the chest press to allow it to rotate in, and we are going to target the middle of the chest again by doing a chest fly. Pretty fun movement. When I do this, use my elbows to move the weight because it just feels a lot better. So just imagine that you are clapping your hands together, and you should get the same effect that I am getting from doing this in this exact position. And if you can, try to pump your chest up and really just, again, allow your chest to do all the moving. And if you have to reduce the weight, make sure you do that for the next one, since I forgot to mention it again. But it is what it is. Okay, so I want you to put the pins back because we're going to be doing 3 rounds of this. That was the first round. Coming up is the second round. The breaks are going to be a little bit longer just because we are targeting just the one muscle now in a superset, and we need our body, well, we need to give our body a little bit extra time to recover just so that we can do the same thing at the same level of intensity going forward. So stretch out your chest if you have to. I love to swing my hands back and forth, just allowing the fibers to really extend out and then bring it back in. That'll help the blood flow a lot easily into your chest and allow you to, well, allow the body and your veins to drain the lactic acid built up in your chest muscles and just get a really better workout out of that muscle. All right, so far so good. We are going to head into the last round of this superset. Give yourself time to breathe. If you have to at this point in the video, grab a drink, go ahead and do so. Right, take a second to breathe, get some fresh air, put on a fan, open a window, whatever you have to do to get your second win, because we are almost done and I want you to finish strong. So do that if you need to and come back ready to go. For the next exercise coming up, we are going to target the back and the traps. So we will be doing the bent over rows. If you haven't already, attach the bar to the bottom of the cable. I know I said it earlier, but if you forgot, do so now and adjust the weight if you have to. For this one, you might have to, if you are much stronger, put your foot on the pegs at the machine head, just so that your strength isn't lifting up the front of the machine from the weight all the way in the back. So take this time, rest if you need to, catch your breath like I said, and we will begin in a couple seconds here. So as you're doing this, try to keep a pretty neutral spine, meaning that your chest is pumped up and your butt is pretty much pointing back and out. And just make sure you are pulling the bar to your belly button to really allow you to feel the lat muscles there. This is going to mainly target the thickness of your back. So if you want a very thick back, do a lot of this type of movement and you will see exponential growth in your workout. But coming up in a few seconds, we're going to be doing traps. So just keep the same weight and pretty much just move your shoulders up and down. This is pretty straightforward. I want you to just try to imagine squeezing your traps and then slowly lowering your traps. That's the best way I can explain this. Don't go too fast or you will lose the effect that we are trying to get by doing this movement on this machine. Okay, the first round is done. We are going to move on into the second round in a few seconds here. The break might seem short to you, but that is only because when you are working out your traps, you are essentially resting your back muscles. And so by the time you finish your traps, plus the time it takes for you to recover your back, it's already time to go again. And so I like to keep things moving pretty steady. But if you have to pause the video at this point, pause it and just let your body catch up. And if you obviously feel like the weight is too light for you, use this time to increase the weight a little bit, just so you can push yourself that little bit extra mile to get the result that you want. But enough talk, let's head back into the workout and go. So coming up is the last round of this superset. I'm going to give you a little bit extra time to breathe and catch your breath because I want you to finish nice and strong. I meant to say breath. But yeah, just use this time. I know you're tired, you're sweating. We are 36 minutes into this workout. And if you are staying at this pace, subscribe to the channel. Obviously, if you enjoy this kind of stuff, and I can make more of it. But yeah, just stretch out your back if you have to. Just shake it off, and we will begin in about 30 seconds. Coming up next is going to be our next superset. We are going to be doing a seated row into face pull. Right now, I want you to, if you can, attach the red ankle strap plus the towel at the top of the machine and prepare that for face pull. I forgot later on in the video, and so you might see a little bit of a lag between me and you, but that's okay. First time for everything. If you have to move stuff out of the way, go ahead and do so and just test out the weight. Make sure the weight feels right for you. Don't make it too heavy, because this movement we are about to do is going to be only for the stretching portion of your back. So we did a lot of work with the bent over rows standing up, but this time we're just going to try to stretch it as far as we can out and then contract it as far as we can to our navel area. So I want you to just follow the pace that I'm going at. Just stretch out and then pull in, stretch out and pull in. Nothing too fast and nothing way too slow. Just a nice perfect pace to allow the muscles to be engaged for the whole duration of this movement, and you will be good. This is the last back exercise, by the way. That's why we are doing this in this manner. As you can see, obviously I forgot that we were going to be doing a face pull next, so I'm going to do that now. But while I do that, let me just explain briefly. If you are experiencing lower back pains from the bent over rows that we just did standing up, use this opportunity to get the feel of your body. The movement of the seated row and the bent over row is exactly the same. The only difference is that you are sitting down versus standing up. And if you can do it perfectly normal sitting down, I want you to try to imagine that same position except standing up. And if you can do that, you should be able to contract the proper muscles to allow you to not feel any lower back pains. And so use this opportunity to learn and allow your body to adapt and grow. Okay, this is the second round, and like I said, try to pay attention to how your body is moving, or just watch me. If you notice, my chest is pumped up, my lower back is in a neutral position, and the weight is pretty easy. This is the same position you should be feeling when you are, like I said, standing up doing the same movement from the bottom. So use this time, pay attention to how your body is moving, and try to learn from that and apply that over to the standing bent over rows. This is, by the way, the last exercise, but if you feel like you need to target your shoulders, you can always do a seated shoulder press with the bar that we just used to do bent over rows. Just have a seat and perform a shoulder press that way. Or you can use the rope, you can use the red ankle strap at the bottom. I'm going to perform that for you right now and target the lateral portion of your shoulders if you have time. Bottom left hand of the screen, you should see that right about now, and you won't be able to get that high up, but if you combine that with the same motion using a dumbbell, or just if you just superset that with the seated shoulder press, then you should be able to get a really nice shoulder pump if you have the energy to do so at this point in the video. But anyways, I'm gonna let the video keep playing. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you haven't subscribed yet, because I want you to subscribe, right? And I will see you in my next video.